down for DK takes at the top of the hour, so get them in promptly. Thank you.
Yeah, well, we did a live reaction yesterday. It's already on YouTube. You guys can check that out. But yeah, just to beat the dead horse, but DK Metcalf, he's a talented individual, but he's not a world-class sprinter. What a world we live in, right? What a world we live in where a man is amazing at football, but he's just a really good athlete, just not a world-class sprinter. Crazy times.
I want to give you credit, Gordon, for predicting where this conversation would go, where the take would go. And again, all credit to DK Metcalf for going out there, running the race. I thought it was awesome. I enjoyed his interview afterwards that he did side by side with Cravon Gillespie. But you said where this conversation would go would be to the conversation about height and weight. Height and weight. Oh, he did this, but look how big he is. Oh, if he would just only lose 15, 20 pounds, think about how much faster he would be. You were ahead of it. You called that one. I was accurate in predicting the time, which probably is more important, but you're accurate in predicting the take, which for the purposes of this show, I have to give you credit for.
And DK seems like a nice dude to see on their screen. He tweeted out, "Thank God for the opportunity. Thank USATF for allowing me to come out today. Thank my coaches, PTs, family, and friends that supported." Yeah, seems like a good guy. I mean, Eagles fans have this love-hate relationship with DK Metcalf because he was taken right after we took a wide receiver, and he has been an all-pro receiver since. So Eagles fans have a little bit of a relationship with Metcalf, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, the NFL community reacted. Everyone was talking about it. It was all over the blogs, the vlogs. You know it. Yeah, it was cool. Barstool Big Cat, he had a great take. I'll bring his. He said, "I feel like DK Metcalf didn't embarrass himself, but sneakily got smoked all in the same race. Sprinters are insane." It's true. Like, he did get smoked. He got dead last in his heat. And it was a prelim, so it's not like the guys up front were trying extremely hard because, you want to save it for the final. But yeah. Great spectacle all around. Happy track is back, right? It's May 2021. Who would have thought that over a year later we'd be having all this content to talk about? What a day.
Yeah. Well, I like the fact that Metcalf, we saw this tweet from Emmanuel Acho, what he said to him after the race. By the way, Emmanuel Acho just doing all sorts of content the last couple of days for the track world, posted the start video. He was just all over it, man. But he said everyone else was scared to do it. That's what he told Acho after the race. Like, why did you do this? Why did you put yourself out there? So again, I appreciate him for actually doing it. Now we have a time. We have a marker down for, hey, if you think these guys are fast, just so you know, this is what they've run. And you may think that that's super impressive. You may think that that's not impressive at all, depending on your perspective of 100-meter times. But at least now we have a number to associate with these sorts of efforts. On the size thing, I just want to say one thing before we put this whole thing to bed. Asafa Powell, very big guy. Usain Bolt, very big guy. Ryan Bailey, go look up the height and weight of Ryan Bailey, who was an Olympic sprinter for the United States, had some super fast times, took a shot at in the bobsled after. Big guy. Just because Metcalf is a tad bit bigger doesn't mean big guys are completely immune from sprinting. He's not the first big guy to go out there and try to run the 100. I think I want to correct the record a little bit for our football friends who are dipping their toes into track, but I appreciate all of them obviously tuning in and enjoying track and field. It would have been interesting, Gordon. What if this was not a trials to finals setup? What if they just put him in the final against those folks who ran the final and he ran that same time, but then second to last place would have been 2/10 clear? Do you think the perception of what he ran would have been different, or were people more focused, I guess, on the time, or were people more focused on the distance from him to the next closest competitor, do you think?
I think they were focused on distance from him. It looks like he was in the same category as the rest of the guys, right? Because he just happened to be last in that category, but there was no separation the way like Trayvon Bromell put separation on the field, and Eugene or Shakari Richardson put separation on the field. You didn't get the visual of like every runner having a clear 7-meter gap over him, right? You didn't get that
Yeah.
visual. And I think if there was that visual, it would have been like, wow, like he is in JV squad and the rest of the guys are varsity. But because it was in the prelim, you didn't really have that visual. Because if everyone up front was running 9.9s and he was the only one running 10.3s, you'd see that visual. But hey,
Yeah. No, it's
got what we
interesting.
got. I don't know how many podcasts are we going to do on this guy DK Metcalf, right? I think other interesting things actually happened at this meet. So while this was fun, I think it's time to put a bow on it. Put a bow on the summer of DK Metcalf, or I guess late spring of DK Metcalf, and get ready for the actual track and field, which is the distance and the sprints and the throws and all that stuff.
Yeah. But real quick, though, before we go, what other football players would you like to see run 100?
Oh, Tom Brady. Gotta go Tom Brady.
I want to see Tom Brady in the mile. I want to
Ooh,
see
that'd be
the
good.
rest of my NFL 4x1 team run it. I want to see Hill. I want to see Goodwin. I want to see Mostert. I want to see if I really did compile the best possible NFL 4x1. I think if you had everybody run, I don't think DK would be the fastest guy. I mean, he did it, so he obviously has bragging rights, and the other guys haven't done it yet. But I think you'd find other guys who could run that fast in the league.
I want to see a tanker relay where you get all these linemen to do like a 4x1 and maybe make it 4x40 meters because they might not be able to get a full 100 meters in. But like if you Google Lane Johnson's Twitter account and bring up the most recent photo, I want to see this man, Lane Johnson, run a 4x1.
Explain to the
Lane
folks who he
Johnson's
is.
60. Lane Johnson, he's a lineman for the Philadelphia Eagles. Here I found it. Travis, I'm texting it to you now. Bro, we'll bring that up on the screen for people who are watching. For those who are listening, just scroll down like a few. There it is. Boom. Look at this. I don't see this man running a 4x1. Look at that form.
What'd you call it?
Look at that form.
Did you call it you called it the tanker relay? What are the different?
Yeah, tanker
I've never heard
relays.
that.
So we have defensive linemen and offensive linemen do a little 4x1 action, or maybe have the 4 D line go up against 4 O line, and they just do a little 4x1 around the track, and it's just fun seeing the body mass going as fast as possible around the amount of kinetic energy going down. It's fun to watch. That's what
I knew you'd put an Eagles spin on it. That's impressive. Kurt in the chat points out Tom Brady already runs the 5K for Michigan. Different Tom Brady,
yes.